Alright guys, so I am probably a little bit late in terms of covering the hero chest that allows you to pick one of the four S level character. Essentially, we are able to pick from Brutus, Edgar, Rowan, and then Aaron. So of all of these four characters, which one of the one that you guys should be focusing on first? Let's find out right now. So my first pick is going to be Rowan. I don't think there's any more introduction needed for Rowan. You guys know he is actually a fairly good support type character that allow you to heal, allow you to provide energy to your allies. So this makes him a really good support type character. And then in terms of the three that we will be looking at in just a little bit, they're more on a different role, right? Rowan is a pure support, so in terms of his needs for an early game account for progression is, I would definitely say, a little bit more higher than the other three characters. Therefore, I feel like this one is definitely a hot pick. If you guys did not already pick up a copy of Rowan in your account or through your earlier summon, so if you do have Rowan, that's definitely great. You wouldn't necessarily want another copy, right? You should, but as far as diversifying your account, definitely do try to pick up at least a copy of everything first before trying to min-max your other characters, right? My number two pick is going to be Aaron. So I feel like Aaron is actually not that bad of a character to pick up. It's more like an AoE character rather than like a single target. So as far as any content that has multiple enemy, let's say in arena or just the AFK stages, this character is definitely going to excel a little further. And the reason I picked this one over the other two at the moment, because this character does not factor in a lot of the survivability aspect of things. So this is a really, you can say, a clean cut character. It pretty much does damage, and that's kind of pretty much it. So therefore I feel like this character is going to be good as far as early game on. You do take on a lot of enemy, so I feel like this character is definitely going to fulfill that role in just the overall story progression, like the AFK stages, just your basic arena matches. I think this character would be able to cover that aspect for you guys fairly well. So my third pick is going to be Edgar. I feel like probably people will put Edgar over Aaron, but I feel like this character plays on a more niche role where it kind of relies on placing Tombstone to survive and just to kind of play whatever tactic that this unit wants to play. So I feel like in that aspect it may not be that good of a character, just kind of how I'm seeing it. And the fact that in terms of this character being a Greatborn faction, is a character that you can say pretty hard to play around with, just because of the fact that a lot of the good characters in this overall team composition does require the S level character. So if you don't have, let's say, the other one like Dorn, if you don't have Cecilia, and you only have this one, I feel like you cannot really form a cohesive Greatborn team at the moment. So that's why I feel like for that team specifically is more something you can develop later on. So that's why in terms of my pick, I would definitely not favor this one over the first two that I have mentioned thus far. So coming in at fourth, we have Brutus. So why am I putting Brutus on number 4, not let's say on number 1, 2, or 3? Well, because in terms of his overall team, Molar, there's just so much better options out there. But in terms of, let's say, the survivability aspect of things, I feel like Brutus probably has that cover. In terms of one of his skills, he does able to survive a fatal blow for the first time and then immune to all damage and becomes ineffective for the first 5 seconds after that. I think that's definitely a really cool ability to have, the fact that you can survive first fatal blow. But like I said again, this team overall does have a really great roster already. And in terms of my time using this one on the other server, I just feel like Brutus, there's something is lacking. It has a lot of supposedly really like the tank aspect, the defensive, but defense is something that I would say this character lacks. It lacks certain aspects where it will make this character overall better as far as being the frontline unit and whatnot. So that's why I feel like Brutus is just going to be coming in at 4th. It's probably just going to be a character when you use it, it's going to die off really fast, and even if you do come back alive, and you will probably die off relatively fast. So that's why I feel like this character, in terms of me personally, I wouldn't really want to use this character unless I don't really have any other option. But there you guys have it. That's gonna be my recommendation in terms of what you guys want to be picking out. You know, there's definitely no right or wrong answer in terms of what you guys are picking. It really all comes down to what you guys already have, and then what kind of team you guys are trying to focus on, and you know what kind of faction you guys are trying to flesh out first. But other than that, hopefully you guys are able to make a good kind of judgment whether or not which one you want to pick over the other. With that said, I'll be catching you guys on the next one.